quadratic equations by graphing. Just quick review. What in the world is solving? Do y'all remember what solving means? Do y'all know what solving means? Solving. Anybody know? Can associate anything with solving? Anybody? What does solving mean? Guys, come on. You only get better if you understand solving. What does solving mean? What does it equal, guys? What does solving equal? Christopher, let's go. Kayla, Dominic, Ruby, Louie, what does it mean? It means your roots, your obviously solution. I should write that too. Your zeros, and most importantly, your x-intercept. Okay, solving means all these things. Solve is another word for solution, guys. So we're going to be doing that today. Y'all see the chat, yes? Guys, yes? I need something from y'all. It's kind of like disheartening to be a good teacher. Oh, yeah, I teach really good, but nobody gives me anything. So let's go. We want to solve, we want to do what? We want to find the roots, the solution, the zeros, and I like the x-intercept more than anything. You understand that? We want to find the x-intercept of these things. So let's look at this real quick. So write numbers 1 and 2. We want to write, okay, solving quadratic equations by graphing. Solve quadratic equation by graphing and estimate, okay? Actually, what you're going to solve, we're not going to estimate much today. We're going to use the calculator to get us the right answer. Next thing over here, quadratics, guys. Quadratics means that x squared stuff. It means x squared. So you've got to be on your game today. You got it? Calculator better be ready. You better be ready. So 9-2, copy it down. Solving quadratic equations by graphing. Now, if you understand what that says, we are already doing that. We are already doing that. We're basically solving the equation. We're basically putting it on the graph, and then we're going to see where it does what? Solve. Then we go back to this over here. We're going to go back, and we are going to find the x-intercept. You need to know that. You need to understand this when you read it. We're finding the x-intercept, okay? Let's come back over here. Look at the example they gave us. So the quadratic equation can be written in the standard form of ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0, where a is not equal to 0. Because if a was equal to 0, then the whole thing goes to 0. What do you mean the whole thing? That's gone to 0, that's gone to 0. I'm sorry, the a goes to 0, so now it becomes linear. My bad, it goes linear. And we don't want that. We don't want it to be linear. We're practicing with quadratics. Now I'll tell you this much. You got to understand what this is saying right here. I'm going to cover all of this. In these quadratics, you're going to have y is equal to ax squared plus bx plus c. Now, if you look at this, ax squared, do you understand that? Plus bx plus c. We always have y is equal to x squared. You see this part is this part. We're saying that y is equal to 0. Now, you got to understand what that means, what that is actually saying. I want to let you all think about that. What do we know when y is equal to 0? What do we know, guys, when y is equal to 0? Please. Somebody, you need to help me out. What do we know when y is equal to 0? I'm looking at the chat, guys. Come on, because you're obviously not talking. What does it mean when y is equal to 0? Nobody knows? I'm going to start giving y'all more assignments because y'all are not answering answering my questions. And what the assignments will do will now give more practice, give you more practice to be able to go to answer the questions. What do you think about that one, I'm thinking? No? Yes? I'm not threatening you because I don't know if you know it or not. The questions will come out. If you're getting them right on the homework, then I know you're doing it right. Okay, cool. If you're not, then I know to address that. That's what the idea. Oh my gosh, guys, you're killing me. You're really killing me. So let me come back over here, right? If we are on the x-axis anywhere here, your y is equal to 0. So what do we know? When y is equal to 0, you're on your x-intercept. So we're saying, hey, set it equal to 0, and then you have your x-intercept. You guys are slacking off, guys. Not cool. Copy this down real quick. Solutions to a quadratic equation. You have 2, where it crosses it twice. You have 1, where it only touches it once. Here, you don't touch it at all. No solutions. So copy this down. You're responsible for that. Okay, let's move this. Let's move it up, guys. So here it goes. Recall that solutions or roots of the equation can be identified by finding the x-intercepts. So that's basically it. If we graph a quadratic parabola and those two things are touching, okay, where actually this graph crosses the x-axis twice, then those are my solutions, my roots, my x-intercepts, my zeros. You understand that? That's it. Really simple, really easy. Can we do work? Yes, we can go ahead and do work to do it, but we're going to use the calculator. It makes my life a little easier. The way you want to come out here and do this by hand is you break this thing into factors. Remember we did this. X here, X here. The factors of this that add up to that one would be a positive 2. My bad. Yeah, positive 2, negative 3. And that's equal to 0. So then we're saying x plus 2 is equal to 0, or x minus 3 equals to 0. And we solve them right there. That's it. We come out here, subtract 2, x is equal to a negative 2, add 3, x is equal to a 3. You can do it by hand, or you can do it by graphing in the calculator. And that's it. We're going to use it by calculator if you don't mind. I think that's a little faster, a little easier. So let's go ahead and look at the example that they gave us here. Solve this one by graphing. Actually, if I could teach you to on black and blue to go ahead and factor these things out. But once I show you in the calculator, you're going to want to graph it. So when you go this one, I see this part right here. I know I can graph it because this is like y equals. All I'm just seeing that y is equal to 0. So I turn on my calculator and I type this in there. And that's it. Type that in there. It gives me this graph. I do graph trace. Graph trace, it gives me those two numbers. And there's my answer. Okay? X squared minus 2x minus 8. So I'm going to turn it on. Go here, turn it on. No. Graphs. X squared minus 2x minus 8. There it is. Menu. Several things you can do. You go to analyze graph and you can find 0. You go from here to here. That's one way. Go back again, do menu, analyze graph, 0. That way. Honestly, I prefer to do it like this. Trace, graph trace, and then you see there's my little, I guess, cursor. If I go to the left, when I cross the x-axis, it's going to tell me 0. There's my 0. I go across to the other axis, there's my other 0. Either way, you get the same answer. Let's see what the book got. We should, and the book should get the same answer, right? We should both have the same answer. Oh, yeah, look at that. Negative 2 and 4. Okay, let's go ahead and practice 1A real quick, guys, real quick. In this situation, you got to think about this. I see this as y equals. So in my head, graph. I'm automatically thinking that. Okay, I'm going to do this one. This is my y-intercept, so I'm going to have it way up here at 18. And this thing's going to go down. So I know I have 2 roots. That's just me for many years of doing this. So let's go ahead and solve this one by graphing. Take out your calculator. Look at your calculator. Get your calculator out. You should have it out, actually, and we should work it on this real quick. I'll give you about 10 seconds to copy this down, and then I'm going to work it out for you. You're going to do this one on your own. Okay? Negative x squared minus 3x plus 18. Negative 3x, then negative x squared. Okay, that's about it. I'm going to graph it now. I'm going to turn a new document. Negative x squared minus 3x, plus 18 here. So I told you I'm going to way up there, and I'm going to come down. So I know I have 2, okay? I'm going to go, honestly, I like this one first, graph trace. I don't like it. Oh, great. Trace, graph trace. I'm going to go to the left. See there? I'm at what? Negative 6, 0. Guys, if you want to, you should know graph trace already. You can just type it in. You think it's already here at 3? So I'm right here. My 0 is going to be a negative 6. One of them is a negative 6. And if I type in 3, it jumps over there, and 3. So I'm at a negative 6 and a 3. Okay? Another, this is a trick question that comes out in the STAR test, guys. They make you think you need to graph it. But if you go to Control T, if they give you a table and you want to find your zeros, you just go where your y is 0, where your y's are 0. So this is y to be 0, so your answer is 3. Go down. Do you see another 0? There it is. And 0 again at negative 6. And you can tell how the numbers act. You can see, oops. See? Way small, gets a little bigger, and then starts to go back down. So there's minus 0. Control T, get rid of it. Okay, that was me working that one out. Now you guys work on 1B. I'll give you about 30 seconds. 30 seconds to do copying it down. 30 seconds to do it. 30 seconds to do it on the calculator. You should be experts by now. So my solution for 1A is negative 6 and 3. Those are, you can say, those are your roots, your x-intercept, your zeros, your solution, you solved it, all of the above. Okay, guys, y'all ready? 1B it. What's the answer for 1B, guys? Put it in the chat, please. This is asking, solve. It's asking for your zeros, your solution, your roots, your x-intercept. Guys, you're killing me. You are not saying anything. You are all being lazy. Okay, I'm going to check that one out. Louis says it's 1 and 0. Thank you so much, Louis. Help me out. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and graph this one. Turn it on. New document. No. Graph it. What is my equation? X squared minus 4x plus 3. I'm going to say that's about right because it's 1 and 3 negative plus 1 plus 3. I think it's 1 and 3. Okay, so yes, x squared minus 4x plus 3, yeah. So let's go ahead and graph down minus 4x plus 3, minus 4x plus 3. X squared minus 4x plus 3, enter. Now, honestly, I can tell right away. That's a 0, and that's a 0. So my zeros are 1 and 3. Okay, now if you look at this, I'm not putting 1, 3 with this, because that's a coordinate, you know what I mean? Louis gave me a good coordinate. Perfect. Perfect. Awesome. A while ago, I put this like this. If you notice, I put them like that, and that means the information in here. It's the data I'm giving you. I'm giving you two things in here. I'm not giving you coordinates. Okay? Do you have any questions over this, guys and girls? You shouldn't, really. We've been doing it since, like, what, 2 days already, right? So the same thing, continuation. The only thing is we're learning now, I guess, is the vocabulary. We're solving it. We're doing the, how do I say that? We're just finding the zeros, the roots, all of this stuff. So let's go ahead and pay key attention to the words. Roots, zeros, x-intercept, zeros, roots, solution, solve. On the STAR test, they will give you a question like this. They're going to say solve. That's it. They're going to say solve that. And you need to identify that once you see this. Oh, I should be graphing. This is your y. You should be graphing that already. You're going to see that. What did we get on this one? -8. 2. Man, I don't know the answer for that one. 4. 2 and 4. Yeah, -2 and 4. So you're going to see this graph, and you should automatically know they're asking for these two things. You got to program your brain to see it like that. Program to see it like that. Program to see it like that. Okay, guys. So you do have an assignment on Alex. Where is my Alex? Here it is called. The section is 9-2. Very simple. Only 10 questions. Today's Thursday. Today you're supposed to get homework in my class. So please get that one done. Please make sure you have Alex do this weekend, or actually today, 1 hour and 10 topics, okay? It's very important to get those done. I know it becomes kind of tedious after a while, but it's going to make you stronger, I promise. So do me a favor, get that done. I'm going to go ahead and call it quits working with you guys right now. Please, if any of y'all have any questions, this is your time to ask. If you don't have any questions, then you go and move on and do the assignment.